I don't understand what the Celtics are doing. And Brad Stevens being there and knowing
they're punting for next season because they're going to sign Bradley Beal.
you think that's what you think they're going to do? Bradley Beal's not a free agent.
No, he's got to play one more season. After next season, he's a free agent.
No, he's 3 years. He has 3 years left on his deal.
Nope. Sorry, opt out.
Go look at that, Speedy. Go look at the contract. I'm pretty sure he's got 3 years left on that contract, and I don't think he can opt out on it. I think they're trying to build. I don't. Now, if they trade for him, yeah, they could bring in Bradley Beal. Absolutely. But why do they need Bradley Beal? They got two players that play the same way as Bradley Beal. Why do they need him?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, he's friends with Jason Tatum, and that's probably the fix. It's putting friends back together.
Yeah, Jeff's right. 2022 player option. He does have.
There you go. You're welcome.
Well, I don't know about you're welcome.
It's funny how I know way too much about this, and you guys are completely lost.
No, first of all, I know they had a 3-year deal.
No, he's got 3 more years.
Yeah, 3 years.
He can opt out.
Yeah. He does have 3 years. I didn't know that he can opt out of that 3-year contract.
And listen, I don't care who you are, unless there's a catastrophic injury next season. No one's wishing that. But unless that happens out, everyone opts out so you can get the most amount of money.
That's fine. But why would they go after Bradley Beal when they have Brown and they have Tatum? That's just, to me, that's too many guys that need the ball.
Beal will play the point, probably.
Beal is going to be the point guard? Are you kidding me?
It's the NBA. Anyone can bring the ball up the floor. It's all about matchups. Tatum can dribble. He's 6'11". It's 6'8". Jaylen Brown can dribble and take it up the floor.
You know more than anybody does, Jeff, that you need a legitimate point guard in this league to win, and they don't have one.
You really don't.
Yes,
you really don't.
Really? Tell me the last team that's won. Tell me the last team that's won that doesn't have.
The Los Angeles Lakers last year.
LeBron James is a legitimate point guard. What are you talking about? Are you kidding me?
Los Angeles Lakers.
LeBron James is a point guard.
No, dude. LeBron James is not a point guard.
Oh, my God. LeBron James.
Come
on,
I'm
Jeff.
saying, right?
Jeff.
You're proving my point even more, right?
Really?
That anyone can, you're calling him a point guard because anyone can bring the ball up the court. Anyone. So when I go, when you say, name the last team that won without a little, I'm sorry, that Ball Caruso, the bald white kid, he's so legit, dude. What an amazing point guard, right? You ask, I answered, you make excuses. That's how this works.
All right. So the Bucks win a championship. The Bucks won a championship. Did they have a legitimate point guard?
Oh yeah, they got two really good ones.
Okay, all right. So let Speedy go to all the championship. The list.
Toronto did. That was 2019. The Warriors obviously did. Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland in between.
Did the Lakers have one?
Well, again, if you're counting LeBron as a point guard.
LeBron James is a point guard.
I'm not sure where.
No one's counting LeBron as a point guard.
He's Magic Johnson.
He's played every position. So, I mean, you classify it as.
He's a point forward.
Right. But that's making an excuse because now you're.
All right.
All right, fine. It's one. All right. If you want to. Okay, so it's 1 year. 1 year.
One team.
Sorry. Then Milwaukee doesn't have a point guard either.
Yes, they do. Jrue Holiday.
Giannis takes the ball up the court.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. That is ridiculous. Over 50% of the time, Jrue Holiday was taking the ball up and down the court. What are you talking about, Jeff? That's crazy.
Hey, listen, if a big guy can dribble, we're all going to call him a point guard.
I'm telling you right now that if they get Bradley Beal, they're not winning a championship without a legitimate point guard. They're not.
The Lakers were. The Lakers did it. It was 2 seasons
That's
ago.
LeBron James.
When was the last time? 2 seasons ago.
You want to take that? That's one team out of the last 6 years. One. If you don't want to call LeBron James a point forward.
Again, you asked, I answered, you then make excuses because LeBron is not a point guard, but then you'll go,
point forward.
but he brings the ball up the court.
He's a point forward. And LeBron is a different beast.
So the point then would still stand for the Celtics.
Really? Okay. Jason, is Jason Tatum LeBron James, yes or no?
Oh God, no! But he can take it up.
Hold on, is Brown?
Jason Tatum's a point guard too.
Is Brown LeBron James? Yes or no?
Oh no.
Okay, hold on. And Bradley Beal, is he LeBron James?
Nope.
Okay, so we just named 3 players that are nothing. They're nowhere close to LeBron James, and you're still arguing your point that LeBron James did it, so everybody else can.
No, but there's multiple teams that have people other than the smallest guy on the court bring the ball up.
All right, but who's won besides the Lakers?
76ers. You don't see Ben Simmons dribbling it all around.
The 76ers never won.
Dallas with Doncic.
Dallas never won.
Well, yeah, no, I know that. I'm just saying he's just saying there are other teams that bring the ball up too with wing.
When
players.
Dallas won, who was the point guard?
Jason Kidd and
Jason
somebody else,
Kidd.
yeah.
It was Jason Kidd. Okay, so you need a legitimate point guard to win a championship.
And one of the best players of the NBA Finals was J.J. Barea, too.
Yeah, you need a legitimate point guard to win. And by the way, the Celtics don't have one. So they did. They've had two really good ones. Kemba Walker's first year was fantastic with the Celtics before he had his knee.
So if LeBron's playing the point guard, what position is Caruso playing? Is he power forward?
I think he came off the bench, Caruso.
I'm sorry. Then Lonzo Ball, is he the power forward?
Lonzo wasn't with LeBron.
Who was the point guard that they had? It was they always had one of those little dudes out on the court.
Not really. I don't remember the last point guard.
I think they had a lineup in the playoffs with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Danny Green, Anthony Davis, and Dwight Howard. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they didn't have a point guard
Correctly.
They had
Danny
LeBron
Green
James
came off the bench. I don't remember.
They had LeBron James.
Caruso definitely came off the bench,
and that's why. By the way, that's why the Lakers brought Russell Westbrook in, because they don't want LeBron James coming up with the ball, because they want him to do less and not wear himself out. Let Russ do it, because that's what Russ is. He's a legitimate point guard. And I'm telling you right now. What? Go ahead.
You don't need like the NBA more and more is positionless. So calling
in a way, yes, but
something like that is ridiculous.
In a way, it is if you can do different things, because there are guys that move the ball up and can shoot now, obviously. But again, they still want to have a guy that could be a primary ball handler. One of the biggest things that has held certain players back, that, like Errol was saying, handling the ball too much, like Russell Westbrook, like James Harden, from doing well in the playoffs, is because they handle the ball so much, and those guys steam out after a while, and they force themselves to shoot out of trouble. They take bad shots because of it.
There's plenty of good teams that could win that don't have
I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just a lot of the recent track record at least still has a good point guard. You can't have a liability as a point guard type thing.
The Nuggets really don't have a point guard. Jamal Murray, he's the one handling the ball most of the time, but he's like a shooting guard.
He's a great point guard. Jamal Murray,
also a shooting guard.
That's fine, but he's a point guard. He's a fantastic. Jamal Murray's a top 5 point guard in the league.
Who's also not a point guard since he's a shooting guard?
Really? He's the point guard. He's the starting point guard. Go look at his position. He's the point guard. Go look at it. Go look it up.
Snug says, or Ben says, a ring will have to be thrown into a volcano to make things right again in New York. Snug says, maybe just leave the beeve out in the ocean and drop him off. Nature will take care of the rest. Snug also says, Rudy Gobert equals Rudy Goober. Jeff is always right. He is a gentleman and a scholar.
Of course.
Ben says, Drew handles the ball. Snug says, Drew, Holiday, and I enjoy carbon dating fossils. It's fun, but Drew is too competitive and always claims his fossils are older. Ben says, LeBron is listed as a small forward. And Snug says, Nick Van Exel is the point guard the Lakers need. Yeah,
right,
okay, good luck with that.
So that's the funny thing about it, right? Is like, this is how Errol will bend arguments just to not say, okay, he's not the point guard, right? Because you're saying with Jamal Murray, go look it up. He's the point guard. Okay, well, go look up LeBron James. He's not listed as a point guard.
He's not. He's a forward. He's a big. But LeBron James. But no, I'm not saying that I'm wrong, and I'm not saying that I was right. I'm saying that LeBron James is honestly, when you think of LeBron James, he's a point forward. Ask anybody that knows Stephen A. Smith.
The point is the thing you just said. Go look it up. Jamal Murray's a point guard. And by the way, he's listed as both a point guard and a
yes, but he's a point guard.
Okay, you got a point.
He's a point guard. He's a point guard.
Go look it up. LeBron James is not a point guard.
Okay. Well, again.
Go look it up.
LeBron.
Right? This is what you just did. I'm using what you just did.
All right.
Go
that's fine.
Look it up.
That's fine. LeBron James is looked at by anybody that knows basketball. They look at him as a point forward. That's what he is. When a guy averages almost 8 assists a game and he brings the ball.
Is he listed as point forward? Is he listed as point forward?
No, because
point forward is not a technical position. It's just a concept-based thing.
So he's listed as a forward. So he's not a point guard. So when the Lakers won, they won without a point guard.
Yeah. So
I just
you're judging
you're judging one team. One team with the greatest basketball player. And by the way, if you look at LeBron James's positions,
I don't know.
Hold on. If you go to Basketball Reference right now, here's his positions: small forward, power forward, point guard, and shooting guard. There you go. He is a point guard.
Hold on. So let's have this talk since you just mentioned it. And I'm not shitting on LeBron when I say this, so don't take it that way.
Well, okay, let's go.
Is LeBron still the greatest?
I still think he is. Yes, I do.
Kevin Durant makes a strong case, does he not?
I love
he's
Kevin Durant.
He's a close second, but he's not LeBron.
He's not LeBron James. And I'm sorry, when you see LeBron James play, when he's 100% healthy, there's nobody in the playoffs that can play like that.
I mean, more the point is 5 years ago, there was no debate.
Yes.
Right? Like 5 years ago, there was zero debate, right? You can legitimately make an argument Kevin Durant is better than him now.
I wouldn't say better than him, but he's right there with him.
Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant hasn't won in 2 years. But Kevin Durant's got more championships in the last 5 years than LeBron do.
Going to the Warriors, though. I mean, yeah.
Doesn't matter, dude. Doesn't matter. Then if you're gonna go, but it was with the Warriors and they were a super team. Name a team LeBron has won with that wasn't a super team.
Exactly, but that cancels out in a sense. And if you're judging just based on overall talent, Durant.
No, that's not what you just did. I said who had more championships, and you went, yeah, but that's with Golden State. Like clearly making the reference that it doesn't matter as much because it was a super team, right?
No, I know that. LeBron has won 4.
So now name one championship LeBron won that wasn't a super team.
Okay, I understand that. I'm saying the super team thing when judging them cancels out.
And Jeff, just so you know, if you go to Basketball Reference, and you look at the positions LeBron plays, it is put down he is a point guard too. So he is a point forward. That's what he is, and he's a completely different beast. He's a completely different beast than anybody else.
My beef right now is with Speedy.
Okay,
Speedy. You scoffed and said, but that was with the Warriors. Are you scoffing every time LeBron has won a championship?
Yes, I am. Every super team is going to be like that. That's why the super team era is bad. Right.
So they're playing on an even playing ground, and lately Kevin Durant has more.
Yes, he does.
Okay, the last 4 years. All right.
Yes, he does.
Kevin Durant has more.
Yes, he does.
Right, but this is but you're trying to. But this is the thing. You're trying to discount the guy, right?
No. I think the recent championships crept him closer, sure. But like you were saying, 5-6 years ago there was no debate. So if LeBron and Durant's gap was pretty big, now all of a sudden it's crept closer. But I still don't think he's better.
Yeah, listen, I think he's better now, but I only really think that because LeBron is kind of slipping, whether it's because of injuries mounting up and being tired. Like, no one's played more basketball than LeBron. He's been in the Olympics and then in the playoffs forever, and then the next season starts, and it's too hard to stay at the top when you're playing that much basketball.
I don't think he's taking a step back. Jeff, you look at what LeBron James has done year in and year out, the numbers are almost identical the last 5 years. Even last year, being hurt that he was, his numbers were as good as they were the year before and the year before that. LeBron James is still the beastly player that he is. And when he goes into the playoffs, he's a different player. He was hurt in the playoffs this year. He wasn't 100%. He shouldn't have even played. I just think he really hurt his ankle, and that high ankle sprain with 20 games left of the season really affected the thoughts of where the Lakers were going to be. Because look, they were a 3rd seed. They fell all the way to a 7th or 8th seed.
And listen, again, not taking shots at LeBron because I think LeBron's the 2nd greatest player of all time.
I do too.
Okay,
I do too.
Okay, so clearly not taking shots at him.
Oh.
But I think for me, his legacy is always going to be a bit diminished, anyways, because he was that dude that always took the easy way out. He didn't stay with Cleveland and rough it out through some hard times and bring them a championship. No, he went back to Cleveland after they had already stacked up with a bunch of dudes.
And I agree with you, Jeff. But
bro.
Jeff, and I absolutely agree with you. But here's the thing. When Michael Jordan, at the time when Michael Jordan was playing in the game, it was a different game. And when LeBron James came into the league and how the game and the rules changed, and with Shaquille O'Neal jumping ship from Orlando to go to the Lakers to make a super team with Kobe Bryant, the league, and it really just changed. Everything started to change after the 90s. So are you going to blame LeBron James for that, for all of that? I wouldn't say that.
But you know what's funny? We had never really seen players calling other players to the extent they are until LeBron started doing it, though, right? Him with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, who by the way, is underappreciated because at the time Chris Bosh was one of the best players on
Oh
the
yeah,
team.
he was ahead of his time. Big man that could
Chris
shoot.
Bosh was
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, he was awesome, right? But they were like literally recruiting people, and I'm going to take this kind of money. You're going to take this kind of money, a little ridiculous, right? Like a little ridiculous. Now that's all that happens. I think LeBron, in a way, has damaged the game